Hello and welcome to Instructional Methods for English Learners, ED 505, Unit 4, Assignment 1. This is your fourth assignment for EL Methods. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief introduction, assignment and rubric overview, the template and exemplar. It's important to devise and implement strategies to gain insight into academic, personal, and family characteristics of ELL students. After analyzing this information, teachers will be equipped to tailor instructional and assessment approaches to cater to unique needs of each student, fostering effective learning outcomes. By incorporating this holistic understanding into instructional and assessment practices, teachers will create a supportive and inclusive learning environment that resonates with each student's identity and background. This assignment has 3 guiding questions. Please pause the video and read them, please. In this assignment, you have a template that you will be able to use, and it has 3 sections. So in section 1, you're going to answer the question, how were the following ELL academic and personal characteristics taken into account when differentiating the assessment for ELL learners? You're going to fill in the chart in the template with your ELL students' academic and personal characteristics and how those characteristics impacted the differentiation and scaffolding used on the assessment. Academic characteristics are things like background knowledge, educational history, and current performance data. Maybe on MAP tests, maybe on their WIDA test. For personal characteristics, think of interests, things that motivate your students, their strengths, and their needs. In section 2, you're going to answer the question, did the candidate devise and implement methods to learn about personal characteristics of the individual ELL, their interest, motivation, strengths and needs, and their family, language usage, literacy practices and circumstances to develop effective instructional practices? And you're going to fill in the chart with 2 instructional strategies. One strategy related to the student's personal characteristics and one strategy related to family characteristics. And then you're going to write 1 language and 1 content goal for your students. Feel free to use WIDA can-do descriptors to help you. And you're going to answer the question, how did your language and content learning goal for your ELL student help you to scaffold the assessment for both English language and content? Use your knowledge of formative, summative, and diagnostic assessments to help you. Please write 1 paragraph or record 1 minute. So there are 3 rubric criteria for this assignment. To get an outstanding in criteria 1, you will complete all the things and also include more than 1 effective individualized instructional and more than 1 assessment practice. So that would be 2 of those for each. And then for criteria rubric number 2, you will create 3 effective instructional practices based on the student's characteristics and their family. And then for criteria 3, you're going to determine 2 or more language or 2 or more content learning goals. Now, for the template, you can find it here. I'm just going to click on the exemplar since that has a little bit more information in it for you to look at. I have included sample data that you can use. We've used that in activity 1 to help you. And if you see here, we filled in information from Alex Lee in the sample student data. We used that data before, and I just filled in information about him here. And then I came up with a differentiated strategy for assessment that would help him and an individualized practice to make reading accessible for him. Okay, so you're welcome to use the academic characteristics and keep this the same, but please put in your own differentiation for assessment and individualized instructional practices for this table. You also need to add in some instructional practices to make reading accessible based on the personal characteristics, and you can leave those the same. And you're also going to be including some instructional practices based on family characteristics, and you're welcome to leave the family characteristics that I've included the same also. And then you're going to answer the section 3, where you are filling in a language and content goal, and then discussing how that content goal has helped that student. So yeah, have a great time with this assignment, and don't forget, as with all assignments, you'll turn it in on the Google form.